better than that. This is the day that the Lord has made. And we should be rejoicing and be glad in it. And so even though it's a few of us, we can say thank you and good evening, everyone. All right, that's more like it. Because we have something special this afternoon. And so when we have something special going on, I always feel like there's a time for celebration and rejoicing.
Yes.
And we really should be rejoicing because we have a jewel among jewels that came out to be with us tonight. She probably doesn't need any introduction, but you all should know her as our queen. This woman has done more for St. Helena than most of us realize, and we should be very grateful to her. I'm grateful that she took the time to come out to New Life and to talk to us a little bit more about building black wealth in this month of financial literacy, plus to let us know a little bit about what's going on in the community. But I'm also very proud that she is able to come here and is very vocal on this island, but she has left little old St. Helena and gone all the way up to Washington, D.C. and beyond to make sure that we are heard on this island. So when she stands up, y'all, let's give her the best hand. Y'all stand up and let's give her the best hand that she can, because she has been a laborer, a true laborer among laborers.
I'm working on a building.
Yes.
I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working for the Lord. When I get finished up working on this building, going home to Jesus, get my reward. Good evening, everybody. I want to tell them to do this here. Now, see, plenty of time we together and thing like that, hey, you hear them what? But you know what you mean? Anybody study about that walking by a building? And you ever think about it? Or y'all just join because all the rest of people are doing? Because that was plenty we do. Now back at Yona, and what the people used to say, oh, because Hannah jump off bridge when I was going with them. So you just don't follow. And they would say that a blind leading the blind. And all that kind of thing like that. They also used to learn, we say, don't be penny wise and pound foolish. Don't be so heavenly minded under the no earthly good. And he used to give you that little thing like just live. When you say, I know you to tell, I ain't understand, just live. So everybody feels why they're looking, you done live long enough for overstand why they talk about. But I tell you, study yourself. Before you sing anything, before you say anything, know what he is.
Yes.
Don't sing them because somebody else sing.
Right.
Because just like we in church now, so good example. People jump up and say amen. Ain't nobody preach nothing or say nothing yet. We do the amen too. Amen means and so it is. So if ain't nothing been said, we do say it so far. Right? But sometimes that's because somebody been asleep.
Right.
And somebody nudge them and amen. That's what they do. So you can't follow the rest of people. You have to study to show for self-approval. So you can't look and say, oh, Queen Quet to do that, let me do that. That might not be what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You can't say, oh, so I feel me to do that thing. I can do that, because that might not be for you to do. What feel to do? No. Study and God will show you what to do. And so when I ask y'all again, y'all get it that song, I'm working for a building. What do you think about when you hear that?
Working to see the Lord.
Working to see the Lord. And for approval, what do you think?
Working for better.
Working for better. Miss Barbara, what do you think when you hear working on a building?
Making it come up.
Making it come up. My brother in the back. You said nothing. You don't think about nothing. Really? You just have it. Your brain just stopped. Okay, so what? When you are working on a building, they ain't do nothing, you ain't think about nothing, you just saying, or you ain't saying tall or what? Next week. What you think of?
Working on the building?
Yeah.
I think I'm working for the Lord.
Think you working for the Lord? Okay, what do you think, Sandra?
I think that I'm working on myself and my spirituality with God. I think that we are always striving to have the mind of Christ because He always wants us to become more like Him. And so those fruits and the Spirit, the gifts of the Spirit, those are the things that I'm working on.
Working on. Okay.
Yes.
How about you?
What she said.
No. I can't copy of your mama because when you get to the gate, they check on what your mama done. They go check on what you do.
But really what she said, I think it's be working on yourself.
Okay. Phil.
Well, I think the song is talking about that mansion when we get to heaven and our works are laying off round by round. We're laying another layer, but working on the building, this is our temple.
Yes.
The temple is the building, so we have to work on our physical building also while we're working on our heavenly home. We got to work on our physical temple, what we're going to do while we're here. We got to make it there, but while we're here, we got work to do.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah.
Work to do. Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
working for my soul salvation
Yeah.
and peace and love for everybody.
Yes.
All right.
Well, just improving life and to teach others who don't know the way how to pray and manage business right.
I think of rather it's yourself or a collective group of people. You have that mentality of building whatever you're working on to become greater.
Wonderful. In the back right here, the green.
Well, I'm working to get my life together. And for one thing, I was blessed. About 2 years ago, I had cancer.
Oh, wow.
And right now, I'm just working to get my life back.
Get your life together. All right. We'll be praying for that. Yes.
I'm working for the same.
What did you say? Go ahead, Cliff.
I'm working for the same thing to make my life better.
Okay. All right, and behind them?
The building I'm working on, because Christ has done so much for me that I can have a freeness and, in my salvation. So I'm working on me so I can be a greater example for God. Because really God don't see, no one see God, but it's through us that they can see the Lord. So I'm working on me so I can be a greater example for God.
Yes, wonderful. And next, sir?
I'm working naturally on a project, or natural building like they were saying, working in the field or working whatever, but working on your body, soul, and mind, the spirit.
Yes, wonderful. Now I love that God orchestrated it, that she mentioned also the natural, right? And Phil said, you gotta work here to get up there to the mansion of heaven, you gotta work here first. And my mother was the one person said, in the business, that worked. So when you work on this temple, the temple is not just these hair, it's also the mind. We forget about it because it's naturally there. But if you hear somebody say somebody brain dead, don't we all go, oh, right? Because you would never want nobody to make that pronunciation over you or anybody you love, right? So the brain is a muscle, just like these. Y'all mentioned field work and all that. Plenty, we done pick tomatoes in it. Okay, going on the farm for pick tomatoes and things like that, right? Because we did that, why? We wanted what? The money, because we needed the money to work on these natural things, right? But also, God bless the dead, an evangelist, and I said, why this lady can't go church to church? She was a member of our church, Bethesda. And she said, and they had her come up there for tithes and offering. She said, listen here, the church run on 2 books, the Bible and the pocketbook. And I said, amen. And I said, because we need to stop this thing of acting like all you need is prayer. Right.
Because the physical buildings require more than prayer. Your temple require more than just prayer, because you need to eat, right? You do need to exercise, and sometimes
what used to work for you exercise like carrying needles on top of your head like I used to do and all that thing like that in bushel basket and thing like that while you got some tie around your waist and all that. Nowadays, you have to get on them bicycles. Because you might say, Cam, I used to carry them too, but I can't carry them no more. Right? So the most you can do is carry yourself on that bicycle was stationary. We ain't talking no bicycle for ride around the island. But we the one right on your porch or in that living room or that you don't move the settee out your way for put on that. But you had to buy that bicycle. You know what I mean? If you want air conditioning in your house, guess what? Them people don't take prayer for payment. They'll cut your light right off in the name of Jesus. So you can sing Jesus paid it all down at the office and all. They ain't gonna take that for payment. I used to go in that SC&G when it been right there in Beaufort to pay. Everybody in the hair queen, how you doing? We love you. This your bill. I still had to pay them. The Lord wasn't gonna pay that bill. But now I tell you, prayer does change things.
Yes, it does.
And when we speak the prayers, when we speak the vision as well as write the vision and make it plain, it can come to fruition. So when we talk about harvesting, you have to plant first. One day, I was driving to Beaufort to that same SC&G office. And there's a song, it's very short, all right? And the song says, I know that you can hear me, you see, when I pray. The song's called When I Pray. And whenever I sing that song, I sing it from my soul. I'm not just saying words because I like the song. I sing it from my soul. And my thought was on paying this bill. I walked in SC&G, hey everybody, hey, and a person turned around was a customer and she had been a former student of mine. So, oh my God, Queen, I ain't seen you in so long. How you doing? I said, I'm fine. She said, you know, I always tell you, anytime I can help you, you let me know. I said, well, you could pay this bill today. And she said, you know what? I will do that. And she took my bill from me. I had two of them to pay. So I gave her one, she paid one, and I paid the other one. And I had been in Walmart in Savannah. And I saw a sister had a hole right on the bunkie in the pants. And I'm standing there and I'm thinking, oh, the Lord Jesus, this girl, does she know that's there? And they had all these groceries. So I'm trying to figure out now, should I say something? Don't say something? But I stood there for a while and just read her energy. And the young man energy was with her. And I said, yeah, well, they seem all right, but if it's otherwise, I'll be wrong today, but I'm not normally wrong. So I waited till she was almost finished, and she was coming closer to this part of the cart where I could move closer to her without everybody hearing. And I said, leaned in, I said, sister, pull your blouse like this. And she got a hold. She said, oh my goodness, really? Thank you so much. We started talking. And now my brother and I, God bless the dead, had a cart, overrun, because we were about to feed a group. And I saw that this couple, they paid, and then they stood there. And I'm saying to myself, as we putting all this stuff in the thing, I'm saying, well, how come they didn't leave yet? You know, in my head, like, why didn't they leave yet? And they just moved us out. And when we got up there, it probably was $200-something worth of groceries. And the gentleman stepped back and he said, I'm paying for that. And they had a ministry in Savannah. And just in that moment, I said, well, thank you so much. He said, God bless you. We see that you must be doing some work here. He saw the amount of food I had, the amount of stuff there. He paid for it. So these are things that sometimes, you know how you say, I was talking to myself. Now some of you who live hopefully by yourself, not with other people, because they might put you away these days, then sometimes you might need to talk out loud. You know, God hear you whether you say something or not. God know what we're saying. If we moan, if we cry, if we sit there hugging ourselves, God know what we're saying. But speaking things into existence is enough.
It is.
So if you say this is what you want, that's what you will have. By the same token, if you be cursing people and cursing stuff, you will have that too. That is what that which ye sow, ye shall also reap is about. It is good and it is bad. We like to throw it out there like it's a curse. No, it's a universal law. So I can't play, just now we unload some more tomatoes set. Now, if watermelon come up on them bush, it could be a issue. I could go Facebook Live. Because I ain't expect watermelon for growing no tomatoes bush in it. If I want tomatoes, I got to plant what? If I want watermelon, what I got to do? Plant what? So, how many people in here want money? Money, oh money. Got to get my hands on some. Who want money? Except that brother who ain't want it. Everybody, not in the church. You live, you ain't getting nothing now. Oh, he got enough. He can give us something. We do have collection plate in here, I know. So, everybody want money. So, what seeds have you planted? Anybody plant any seed or money outside of the church? Now, half the time, let's tell the truth, shame the devil, we plant them in the church because people indoctrinated you to say that you must do it. But you can't buy your way into heaven. And the Bible got a whole lot of scriptures in there about prosperity, all right? And about things that relate to money. But we are not preached to about money usually until it's time to take up tithes and offering. So I was very pleased when I was asked to come here to be able to speak. And I said, well, what is it you would like me to speak about? They said, Queen Quet, whatever topic you would like. I said, well, I'm going to check my calendar and see what date I can do it. And the date that worked for me was April. And I said, well, I want to come and speak about financial literacy during Financial Literacy Month. That's what April is every year. So sometimes you might not know what to say. So sometimes, as Prince, God bless the dead, said, sometimes the words of another seem to work out fine. So if you start to find scriptures about prosperity, about money, other than being a money changer, because that's a scripture too, right? Those are scriptures you want to start to read, start to study it, figure out who are those people they're talking about at that time, and start to look at the various things, especially in the subject of conversation about Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. You are talking about how everybody, because what? Most preachers are male. They're always preaching about Solomon because they wish they were Solomon. Be honest, brothers. If y'all could be Solomon with all the fine women and all that money, tell me you wouldn't be Solomon. Okay? But guess what? The Queen of Sheba came to visit him. And she had an entourage to beat the band. She did not become Queen of Sheba by marrying Solomon. She was a queen already. Queen Makeda also. If you study about her, she had a tremendous amount of wealth. So she came with gifts. They did what is African tradition. You don't arrive at people's house with nothing. Y'all remember back yonder when you been a walk, when you ain't had no car, you ain't first had mule or horse and things sometimes. All the people, if you had them, never did things. Lee Churn ain't gonna use them. But they tell you carry down the road, they ain't gonna tell you carry a horse and go down the road. You have to walk. These roads and things with dirt. You be grimy, dumb, but you ain't first noticed long you could get your cousin and go with you. Hey, that used to be the best thing. But that's what they used to tell you, don't make me sit on that ground and it dry up now before you get back. Y'all hear that before? Okay, because they wanted you to go what? Fast and straight to where they send you. Don't lallygag, as we say. Okay, don't veer off. Like my mama said, don't deviate. Okay? They want you to get there, deliver the package they sent, and they want them decent and in order when they got there. And ain't no little churn. You might done drop them or do something else if you stay focused and go where you're going, right? And get back here. Don't go all kind of other rest of place, right? So when you start to talk about wealth building and if you want to gain more, you got to be that same way. I got to go straight on where I'm supposed to be going. So whatever your vision is, because what my vision is ain't going to be your vision. Some of we ain't got to wear eyeglass. Some of we ain't got to wear eyeglass. I don't wear eyeglass and the eye doctor tell me I got 20/20 vision. I said, then why I need these for? I had 20/20 before and I ain't been aware. They said, it happens to everybody. That's what they said. So here it is. One of the things I always do though is I carry either a pen. I used to carry a pen. I always like pens. I don't like pencil because that pencil erases at the top. But usually some pen. And if it's not a whole journal, a piece of paper. Because I like writing poetry. I've done that since I was a child. So certain things just inspire me, and I'll just start writing. And I'll just be writing. That's one reason why my pastor, who is now a bishop, ain't never called me out when he see my head down in church, because he figure I got to be writing notes. He know I ain't the type to be doing nothing else, a slip note to the fine brother that a usher and all the cool stuff people be doing. No, I did know that I must be focused on something. And sure enough, one Sunday he said, I'm just a delivery man. And I wrote a whole poem about him being the delivery man of the Lord and gave it to him. You see? But one of the reasons I carry a whole journal now is because when I get the vision of something that I want, I write it down. Write the vision and make it plain. Now, once you write the vision, ain't no need to just write them and don't refer back to it. You write it and then you keep going back to it every day. So that's why it's better to sometimes you might initially have it on here, but then post-it notes or right there, plenty of people got the Frigidaire, y'all got that magnetic thing on it, write them on a paper like that and put them and hang them on the refrigerator. So every day you know you're going in that refrigerator. Okay, you can't forget what your goals are. You can't forget what that vision is if you got to see it every day. So put it there where you know you're going. If you bless you, if you know you go out a certain door every day, put a copy on that door. And so that vision could be that I want my health back. I want 100% restoration of my health. That will make you stop and look at that and pray right then and then do whatever the doctor or whoever told you need to do. That means change your diet or do your physical therapy or do whatever right there in front of your face. You can't say, I forgot to do them today because you got these reminders. But if your vision is about money, you do that too. So if you're saying that you want to purchase, like that's why I started with, I'm working on a what? Building. I'm working on a building. Who in here lives in a house? Not a trailer, but an actual house. Who live in a house? Raise your hand. Okay. Who lives in a mobile home or trailer? Raise your hand. Now, do you know that there's a difference between what they call a stick-built house, even if it's brick or block, and a trailer? Y'all think about the physical thing, right? But no, the financial thing. Because the stick-built house, whether it's brick or block, is considered real estate. The mobile home is considered personal property. Because guess why? Because it can do what with them? It can carry them, right? So that means you ain't paying your bill. It come just like I take this. That's personal property of hers, it of mine now. Right? I carry them back. You can say, well, I didn't pay on them all these years, but you ain't finished paying for them because you don't have the what to that building. The title. The title, but someone else said the word you get for land, which is deed. So what you want to work on first is the deed. You want to make sure you own a deed to some property. If you're paying a mortgage, you don't own that house. No. The bank owns the house because the deed is in the bank's name. That's why people used to have mortgage burning parties. Because that means that mortgage finished and that deed come now to me and it's in my name. That's like paying off the car and now the title is in my name. It's not in the finance company name or the car dealership or whoever. It's in my name. I own them. I can do with them what I want if I set them on fire. You see what I'm saying? But until then, you set them on fire, you're in trouble. Because you were all still on that and them people could get the insurance money from you set them on fire. Not you. So here it is. The first thing, get the title and the deeds in your name. That would be the vision to write down. The next thing, remain debt free. Yes. Okay? That means you don't owe anybody. The Bible tells you about that. Neither or what? a borrower or a lender be? Now it's funny, right? They say neither one of the two. Because you might say, well, I would like to be so rich I could be a lender. But trouble starts from that lending, and y'all watch them show every day. People will sue one another, to sue their mama and their daughter and all kind of people because they loan them money and they won't pay back. You see how quick people get mad with you because they owe you? So the Bible, the scriptures is true. They were written in ancient times, but they are true today. Get to a point where you are not a borrower or a lender. Anybody can read the shirt I'm wearing? Can y'all read them? Because y'all close to me.
Is everybody rich?
Nobody.
Ain't nobody robbing?
Robbing. If everybody rich, ain't nobody robbing. This shirt hot off the press. I said that to one of my security officers last year. I said, look, brother, I don't know what nobody else doing, but I know this. If everybody rich, ain't nobody robbing. He said, woo, Queen, you said something. I'm going to need a shirt. I said, the shirt's coming too. So they were the first ones to get the shirt from me yesterday after I got my own out the box, and my mama got hers. And my mama laughed when I brought the shirt over to the house. She said, that one too small. I said, this one ain't in yours. I had to show you what it's saying. And she looked at it. She said, oh, if everybody rich, ain't nobody robbing. She started laughing. She said, that's true though. You see what I mean? I have gone to all 50 states of America. I am short of 2 continents, well 3 continents if I count Antarctica, in the world to go to. I have been wined, dined, slept at some of the billionaire people's homes. That if I call the name, they'll say, what? Yes. And guess what? They have a house that they call a cottage, which we would call a mansion, on the property, little other buildings for their sons, their daughters, whoever, and then acres of open space land, and they farm it. Because they want their food fresh from there. That's how they keep their bodies strong, and that's how they keep their minds clear to make more money for the next generation. They are constantly focused on intergenerational wealth and maintaining the wealth that they have. They are always working on their buildings in multiple ways. They're working on land ownership and maintenance, and they're working on their temples at the same time, and they're passing the same knowledge to their children's children. Money was left to them, and they want the next ones to have the same. They make their children work. They don't want them to spend their money. You see? So here it is. These are the type of seeds they're planting. And all of those places always have libraries. Eat good meals, but I always look at what are they reading, because what are they working on up here? What are they thinking about? Because our conversations I already heard. I know what they're speaking about. And they're always speaking about investing in better health, investing in more open space and nice land. We live on 10, 20 acres and we mad I got to pay tax. Yeah, it's an investment. Because that's how you build wealth. Most of us sitting in here probably were heirs to property. If you receive property because your great-great-grandparents or somebody like that, raise your hand. Now, if them same great-great-grandparents was enslaved, keep your hand up. So now how can we say that people who were considered property themselves could actually buy land? How can we say we can't? Think about it. They, like that trailer, that cell phone, was considered property that could be moved wherever somebody chose to move it. Could be sold, could be bartered, could be given away as a wedding gift, could be given away as such as, oh, I leave it in my will to my children. They left our ancestors in their wills to give away to some other white person, some other buck renting like that. We were their wealth. We are still their wealth. They rely on us not reading. They rely on us not having meetings like this while they have them all the time. And who know it is me, because I tell you, I have been blessed and I thank God for it to be in some of these meetings now. And when I'm in the meetings, I got this with me. Because sometimes they say words that I hadn't heard before. Because them words don't exist in Gullah. You see, jot them down. And they talk about something else, I jot that down. They pass around a spreadsheet to show how much their foundation or their organization has right now in their books. I read through it, because I studied accounting for a little while. I read through it and I said, that's some kind of balance sheet. And what do I think to myself? I want to grow up to be y'all. I want to be able to go ahead, as the governor told me, he said he don't have but a little bit of land. I said, well, how much land do you have? He said only 300-400 acres. And so to him, that's a little bit of land, because he's no doubt thinking about his ancestors who had 3,000, 4,000 acres. He said, I'm working on getting more, Queen. I said, I am too. I just ain't tell him I'm catching up to you first. Okay? I said, this is the kind of people I need in my life, because if you saying to say 300 or 400 acres is a little bit, I need that kind of little bit. I like being in rooms. I went to Tennessee one time, and the man said, this was when President Obama had just got elected the first time. The man said, we're going to go ahead and take care of what we need to take care of with this land and everything. We're going to conserve it, and we just need $1 billion. And we're going to get it the same way the president did it, with small amounts, $5, $10, $25, $100 at a time. We're going to get our people together, and we're going to get $1 billion. And I sat there, I looked at my brother, I said, I'm in the right room today. He said, right? Because that man didn't do what people who ain't never seen $1 billion do. They said, I said 1 billion with a B. He ain't had to say that. Everybody in there was used to hearing the word billion. So they knew he didn't say million. You see? So I said, man, I'm loving these people. I looked up, I said, thank you, Lord. And what was I doing? Sitting there like this. Sitting there like this. How they do it? What they gonna do? Oh, I said, my people could do that. What we doing? What we waiting on? This ain't nothing special they doing. But what did I mention that he said, how were they gonna do it? There we go, the key word, say it loud. Together. Together. To us, we are looking at just yourself. But who taught us to do that? There we go, the white people. Because the African tradition was not individual. It was communal. It was the same way most of we live on that same heirs property with 50-11 cousins and auntie, uncle, everybody. And that if you were a cook, we smell the food and come across there where you got. Gal, look, I even done stewed down this fish up and I ain't got no biscuit or nothing. Gal, I could go make the biscuit. Go make the biscuit. He saved me a mullet. I came back. And somebody, by the time you come back with the biscuit, somebody done did it with a cornbread. You see what I'm saying? We used to be that way. I didn't need a boat because Sandra and Nita got a boat and I got the cast net. We could go out in the creek together. Then we bring back enough that the elders ain't have to go because we bring them back. Y'all don't know we coming back. Y'all did to the table with the knife and thing ready for cleaning fish, honey. Or y'all had the shrimp so fast we can't first get the grease out because y'all are choking up. Gal, we done went on. Rather wasn't bring crab back. Any man. Y'all done bust up or they done bust up on the water and thing got the fire blazing. You ain't bust up the creek yet. That water gonna be boiling when that crab come for dumping it. But each one of us, we did our share for all of us. So when I say black family wealth building, we gotta see ourselves the way our ancestors did as a family. On St. Helena and Eustis, I see y'all Eustis people in here. Even though technically Eustis is on Ladies Island. Y'all ain't gonna let them say then the St. Helena people. Okay? Y'all ain't gonna say y'all are no Broomfield people and North Dakota. Some of y'all are St. Helena. I said, technically y'all know y'all ain't St. Helena. Because Eustis really across Chowan Creek Bridge. But the creek never divided us. No. That's the difference. That's why you ain't gonna tell Warsaw people they ain't gonna fight for St. Helena, because that creek ain't never divide us. It's not till these other people came and they want to put these barriers. No, you are on this district and this one on this district, and you from that plantation and you from that plantation, so you don't do that. Fortunately, our ancestors, the elders, knew better. So in St. Helena, from Lansing to Coffin Point to Tom Beach, we all kin and marrying and all back and forth, any point all across the way, Pontiwani, Wakuso, Wausau, all around, and we kin. So you ain't gonna come fight the family because you could get hurt. Okay? But we got to teach our children and children's children that, and the only way they'll know is if you what? Speak. They can't learn by osmosis. So we want it, we have to speak it. We cannot keep saying the children are bad and they're lost and don't get that. You're going to harvest that. If you say our children are, that's why I wore this black gold. Black gold, richness. We be Gullah Geechee anointed people. You ain't want your blessing, please leave them on the table because I will take as much blessings as I can get. So we continue to speak that. We be Gullah Geechee anointed people. That's what we start having. When we start realizing them buckers wrote that we were black gold. That meant they knew our richness. And we knew the riches, they knew the riches we would create for them. That many of them are still living off to this moment. And the ones who are angry, they say they got bankrupt because of the Civil War. Well, what did I tell you was their wealth? Us. So they couldn't enslave us no more. So that took away the major part of wealth. And then when Abraham Lincoln did the Confiscation Act and said the land and all properties could go up for sale, that's when our ancestors stood at those auctions and bought a lot of what we're living on today. So it's no sense in saying that you don't get something for free and you working for money now that you can't buy more stuff. But you got to write that vision and make it plain that if I'm an heir to 1 acre, I'm going to buy an acre. You can start like that. Say, I'm going to do a matching fund on that thing. I was an heir to 1 acre, I need to buy 1 acre. And teach your children, if I leave you 2 acres, what are you supposed to do? Well, we're supposed to get 2 acres. Who in here, I know we in church, but who in here play poker? Oh, I the only one now, y'all playing. Okay. My daddy taught me how to play poker. God bless the day. So I know how that game go. You don't put up just one amount one time. No, you think your hand good. There you go. You up that thing. And now that person got to say, well, either they full or they gonna match it. Come on, ante up. There was a rap song, ante up. Okay? So that's the thing. You want to cause your family members to ante up and level up. Every rung go what? Higher. Higher and higher. Everything we said about spirituality is a point of going higher. Be ye transformed by, not by your mind, by the renewing of your mind. Yes. So that means every day to renew means to become new again. So every day you should be reading. How many people in here read every day? Read something other than a text message. See, that's not enough hands for me because it ain't everybody in this room put their hand up. And we have a library on St. Helena Island, a state-of-the-art library, so you don't have an excuse not to read every day. They have sections on wealth. What I did was pull these from my library at my house that we all should have. And I couldn't even find the one that I really wanted to bring today by Dennis Kimbrough, which is called Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. Because the original writer of Think and Grow Rich is a white man named Napoleon Hill that I was shocked to find out is buried in South Carolina. Because he wasn't from South Carolina. But somehow he recognized the richness of South Carolina and he ended up being buried in South Carolina. Napoleon Hill's book has sold millions and is still selling millions of copies. But Dennis Kimbrough put it in place for us. He did the book over as Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. So I recommend buying that book, keeping that book, reading that book, rereading that book because it talks about people right out of slavery who became millionaires. And then going forward in time from there. So now, other things is just look at the titles of this. Anybody can read this title right here? From where you at?
Girl, make your money grow.
Girl, make your money grow. Don't that thing sound good? That's what made me buy this book. Because I used to get emails and mail that was about a black book company. And I saw this title say, girl, make your money grow. I said, I got to do that. Right? And I bought this book when I still had debts. I still had student loans, I had credit cards and all that. And she started from the very basics about paying those things off and what you could do, just real rudimentary. See, a lot of them other people y'all see on YouTube, them people talking about people who already started out with $100,000. Their mom and them gave them that for graduation out of high school. Anybody in your mama, because see, my mama still owe me mine. She the owner. Anybody in here, mama and daddy give them $100,000 out of school graduating from, say, Helena School or Penn School or Beaufort High? And please, I know y'all ain't gonna raise your hand because y'all think we can rob you, but we ain't gonna rob you. But I'm saying, I ain't know nobody around here whose parents had that kind of money to give them, or the whole family. So some of them books, and I said, this book ain't gonna help me because I ain't there yet, right? But when I saw, girl, make your money grow, I said, oh, this thing talking something now. Let me see what the girl talking about making your money grow. And she put chapter 1, sisters can't afford not to invest. Okay? Open your eyes from the start. Don't say, I can't afford to invest. She said, you can't afford not to invest. And I took that as an investment in yourself. So that all the things we talked about earlier, your health, because your health is your wealth. Okay? Investment of your time. How you spend your time. Who you spend your time with. Okay, yes ma'am. Who you spend your time with. Because y'all know as well as I do, you got some people vex your nerve. You feel like you want to go lay down and take a nap after talking to them for 5 minutes. Because they drain you every time they open their mouth. Rebuke them people and walk away. I ain't care the family. Tell them, you see them coming. Love you, but I got something to do. My family members that have reunion, when they see me, it's like a sighting. Oh, there she go. Yeah, we thought you were out of town. I said, no, I'm in my house. They said, well, yeah, because they said you probably been on that computer. I said, I spent a little time on that computer. I just ain't finished the sentence to say, but I ain't gonna spend no time with y'all. Just because some of them, all you want to say bad stuff. I don't want to be in that conversation. If you talk about upliftment and something good the person did and something we accomplished and something we can celebrate, I'm there for it. Plenty of y'all that y'all know me. Just as much as I'll shout in the church, I'll cut a rug on the dance floor. Ain't no need to lie. So you give me something to dance for, I will dance if you can't dance. My mama sometimes got a kid in there and can only get the leg moving a little bit. I said, I'll get them in for you. Alright? He showed me how to get them in. We need things to dance about. We need things to shout about. We cannot afford not to invest in ourselves. So this is a book I recommend for sisters right off the top. Get this book by Glenda Bridgeford. Her last name is spelled Bridgforth, and I'll leave it up here so y'all can come up here and take pictures of the cover later. Girl, Make Your Money Grow. A sister's guide to protecting your future and enriching your life. So this is one. Now, anybody know this man here?
Les Brown.
Les Brown. What y'all know about Les Brown? Had a talk show. What else?
Married to Gladys Knight.
He was married to Gladys Knight. What else?
Inspirational speaker.
Inspirational speaker.
Motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker. Radio disc jockey. And what did Mama name? As he always tell you, he is her baby boy. Right. Mamie Brown, baby boy. Les Brown. Live your dreams. So see, even once you write that vision and do what with it? Make it plain, and you start to do what with it? Speak it into existence. You can start to what? Live your dreams, and girl, you can do what? Make your money grow. Because once you start living your dreams, you spend the money. My mama said you can't have the money in the thing. So if you're spending money on the thing, you got to make the money what? Grow. So you want to be able to plant your seeds so the money will grow. Right? So that's the thing. And you can't plant just in the church. You got to plant, what it say, pressed down, shaken together, what? Shall man do what? Give into your bosom. A lot of times we cut off or press down, like that's what used to get on my nerve at my church. I love the song, but everybody get this. Press down, shake it together, running over, hey, running over. And we stuck there, right? I said, love the song, but that ain't the scripture. Y'all done truncated the scripture. Shall man give into your bosom. So we can't wait for God to open windows of heaven to pour down blessings upon us until we do some stuff that make right here on this level give. But a closed hand, what? It can't receive nor give. So you got to open your hand to put the seed out. Even when I plant seed, okra seed, y'all know how tiny okra seed is? So I can't plant okra seed like this. I have to put the okra seed in here or in a bag or something and take and put them like this, right? But I might put 2 or 3 seeds to a hill, but guess what happened when that okra come up? I only got 2 or 3 okra? No, right? You usually get a whole, right? To keep growing.
2, 3 dozen.
Right. And a lot of times, what happened in the Caribbean, they don't even plow their okra into nothing. Everybody has what they call a kitchen garden. And so they showed us, we were down in Trinidad. And this sister, I said, can I come in? And she said, oh yes, come on in, Queen, come on through. You know, and I said, yeah, because you said a kitchen garden, I'd like to see. She said, yeah, you know, I got my okra tree, and I got this, and that's the okra tree. I said, I would like to see this tree. What it is because it's warm all the time. She never have to replant okra. Everybody just keeps it, and okra thing just kept growing over the years till it's this high. And she go and she cut a little bit for dinner. And different time more grows out and she can cut that, and that's how they keep it. So the same thing, that little bit of investment, look at the abundance of harvest. That's what you call ROI, return on investment. So if we want to make our money grow, it don't grow in the mason jar chuck up underneath that floorboard that you got in the house. You got to invest in somebody else that you think is doing something, support black businesses so that they can be able to thrive, so they can now create more business opportunities and employ people that's in the community legally. Legal employment. Because we got some employment going on, ain't all legal. Okay? I just had a meeting with the South Carolina Minority Affairs Office. We are going to do a big business training in September here on St. Helena Island. So those who want to go into business, we're going to have sessions for that. People who already got sole proprietorships, we're going to have sessions for that. Those who have LLCs, we're going to have sessions for that. So that we can make sure the money that everybody else is getting can come to us. So you understand what licenses you need to have. You'll understand how to pay quarters into the system so you can get your Social Security or your unemployment even as a business owner. Because we don't know these things because nobody taught us and we ain't talking about it. Right. I want everybody in my business. Well, you ain't got no business.
Thank you.
You're off the books. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, get in the books. Don't get off the books. So that we get the benefits that everybody else benefit and steal off us. So we got to wake up to this thing because there's a way to do it. I gave this book with the workbook to my pastor years ago, hoping that the church would do some workshops and would do training. Somebody back here, because I didn't get plenty of answers from up in the front, somebody back here, read this title for the people. My brother, read that title. What does it? Finances. Yes. God's plans for your finances. What's that?
Becoming a millionaire, God
That's right.
Lord.
Yes, becoming a millionaire God's way and God's plans for your finances. Because for some reason, some of us were taught from the pulpit that Jesus been poor and broke and ain't had nothing. But then explain to me, who was that man who was traveling with him? Didn't they say that there was somebody that traveled with him that held on to the money? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
What's the title for him?
Yes.
Was he the one?
Yeah.
He was the one?
Yeah.
But what was his title in the Bible? He was a tax collector.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So what do tax collectors do unto this day? Collect your money.
My God.
Right? So what do you need a tax collector who broke with you for? The tax collector, all he think about is probably what? Keeping the money and keeping the books and keeping track of that, right? Even Bishop Jinks recently, they reran this during the Holy Week where he showed the robe. He gave an example of the robe that they fought over. And so if it was raggy, who fight over raggy clothes? Right? But they wanted it. So it couldn't have been raggy. It had to be rich, right? So if this is royal, so had it not been, do you think that would have been in the Bible to tell us about this robe? And we trying to get there to put on we robe. Jesus been y'all to wear a robe. And ain't no scripture said you can't. Jesus said, I have done these things, and ye shall do, say what? Greater things. So I keep saying, when do we get to the greater things? You still talking about what Jesus gonna do. Jesus paid it all. It is finished. That's clear. Okay? So why you gonna make Jesus weep again? Because you still waiting on him to do what you supposed to do. Give into each other's bosom. Support each other. So you might say, well, I don't have a lot of money. It may not be money. It might be wisdom. That's what Solomon is known for. Wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing. So get wisdom. But in all thy getting, get understanding. So I'm here to hope you understand tonight the importance of us getting in these books. Stop being off the books. Get in a book every day. You ain't got to read the whole book in a day. Read a chapter. And then go to your scripture. Read a chapter. Start with Proverbs. Look at Kings. Look at those books. Read it. That would be the thing that'll start growing inside you. That's the seeds that you would invest in your soul. That when somebody come up to you, you have nothing but that to share because that's what you harvested. That's right. See? Like I say, I'm going to share with all y'all a watermelon growing in Maples bush. But otherwise, I'm praying to God to have okra and tomatoes and watermelon and cantaloupe and peanut and sweet potato and all those things and onion and bell pepper of different colors and banana peppers because I planted that. But it's also because as I walked on my field, I sang and I spoke about it. Like we did earlier, I'm working on a building. I'm working on my house, making sure after all that storm damage that's cleared out, getting rid of all that wood that the carpenter bees and the carpenter ants have started eating into. Because God said build for expansion. So I had to expand my way of looking at things and look at everything as you building. While you are building here, the song I love, I'm sending up my timber. But you got to start with some timber here. And you can't get timber without chopping down some things first. So we got to chop down what's in our minds that prevent us from believing that we be Gullah Geechee anointed people. We got to chop down not believing that we are black gold, because you are black gold. You are richness. You are richness. That means you are an investment to the world. Gold is one of the highest commodities on the stock market to this day. And we as black gold used to be the high commodity, along with Sea Island cotton and indigo and Carolina gold rice. Even the rice we eat is gold. Come on now, people. You ingest in gold, you are gold. So therefore, you should do nothing but have a golden community. Nothing but that. I told that these two books are two that I also read. T. Harv Eker wrote a book called, I'm going to come on this side, you come right there, Miss Kathy, and thing like that, Addie. What that title say?
It says, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth.
All right, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. There's another book called The Millionaire Next Door. And The Millionaire Next Door book is similar to Girl Make Your Money Grow, except that a white man wrote it. Like a white man wrote this. Because he was pointing out that man, like Ron Young, I don't Lee Man rule, so I could use him as an example. Don't y'all go rob Lee Man house. But now, Lee Man said, don't play fool, I got gun to the house too, not just cast anyhow. But now, y'all might say, man, like I always say, man, that's all right, them brothers can bring seafood home, but I can't date them brother that work at them shrimp factory and fish thing. I can't take it and make my stuff, man, they come and they smell it like too much of fish, man, that thing bother my stomach. But they make big money on shrimp bowls, right? So there could be a millionaire next door that you done shunned because of how it smells. Okay? I've been to one place, I ain't gonna name them off, but if I say where it's located, y'all know. Oaks, it used to be in Oaks. We've been in there one night, a man come in there with hip boots. I bust out laughing. I said, this man couldn't go home and change his shoe first and come in here with the hip boots on? But then I said, well, I ain't mad. I learned to love a BMW, a black man working.
That's right.
So if he working legally, that could be that person that you'd have shut him because he wear hip boots to the juke joint. But that fella got a stack of money to the house.
That's right.
The man ain't got no mortgage. He owned land. He owned his boat. He owned all that. So sometimes we looking for the fella who come move ya and say he live in a gated area or he got his debt. And might have a couple shiny suit left over from when he worked in corporate America or something like that. So don't look at the superficial.
Yes.
And that's why they're saying this is the secrets of the millionaire mind. Millionaires don't even go around dressed up. The ones I told y'all about, they don't. They don't. You would never know by looking at them that they're millionaires. They dress up when it's appropriate. There's a time and a place for everything. And then, why do I say all this to y'all? Because I am also doing what this title here says. I'm going to come back here. You ain't going to hide up back here. What's that title right there say?
Banking on freedom.
There we go. Banking on freedom. Because I am banking on freedom. Read that underline for him, Sergeant Renee. What's that subtitle?
Black women in U.S. finance before the New Deal.
All right. Now, who been alive when the New Deal been around? Anybody in here? I know my mama was. Anybody else been around when the New Deal been going on? See? So now, this is back in the time of when people talk about the Great Depression and all that. This is about black women who were banking on freedom. And they did it, how was the word you said earlier with the T? The word get together. They did it together. They would work together. They would have meetings like we having tonight. They would discuss ways to put the little pennies and nickels and dimes. Some of them were laundresses. Some of them were domestics, live-ins. And they started learning how to collectively put that money together. They had a lot of secret societies, what we call fraternal orders back then. Like we still got the Scott Hall, the young men and young women social club that was from way back yonder, right? We now have a reviving, someone might say, of the Knights of Wiseman Hall building, but those are Masons in there now, not Knights of Wise Men, right? Which is a whole nother order unto itself, okay? Our ancestors came together collectively, put together those pennies, nickels, and dimes, and invested in freedom. So I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. And the only way I know we gonna be free around here is because if everybody rich, ain't nobody robbing. So like me and Phil said yesterday, we could go back to when we could leave we door unlocked while we in there asleep. And we can leave thing on your porch and in your yard and come back and they can still beat it. Because that's our culture, that's our community. But we got to write the vision and do what? And then we got to start doing what? Speaking into existence. And then we got to do what? Invest in ourselves. Read. Yes, I love y'all. Read and invest in yourself. So I'm going to give you homework to start to read. These are, you can take one, pass them back. And y'all on this side, y'all take one, pass them back. All right? So I'm going to start off the reading, and I'm going to point to somebody you read the next one, start on the black side. Start on the black side. 7 things families should be talking about. Leadership. What do we want our family to be known for? Sandra and me, what's the next one?
Legacy. What can we leave behind about?
All right. Let's see who else got the tip already. Go ahead.
Life insurance.
Uh-huh.
Who has it? Who doesn't?
All right. Who next? Go ahead. What's the next one?
Wealth creation. What business can we build together?
All right. Miss Barbara, what's the next one?
Real estate acquisition. What can we learn together?
All right then. Go ahead, ma'am. What's the next one?
Mindset. Who in the family has the best mind for business?
All right. See that? All right, Lee Man. What's the next one?
What can we teach them about job creation?
That's right. The children. What can we teach them about job creation? That's why I'm glad we got even the little one in here tonight. Flip it over, y'all. So it says, let's talk black wealth. 8 questions that black families should ask during the holiday. What's the next big holiday we got coming up, y'all? Memorial Day weekend, we call them Gullah Fest weekend and Gullah weekend and all that. So we gonna start at the back. I gonna start with my girl, Sister Chisholm. Go ahead. What's this number 1 on this one?
Elders, do you need money? Do you own your home? Did you write your will? Is the beneficiary named on your annuity?
All right, Kathy, give me the number 2.
New parents, have you considered starting a 529 college savings plan for your baby?
All right, excellent. Come to this side. My sister right here. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Teens 16 plus. Have you applied for college scholarships at uncf.org? If not college, how can you make $100,000 a year?
And that's the Universal Negro College Fund, right? Y'all know that UNCF. All right, college students. My sister right here. My church sister. Go ahead. What's the next one?
College students. What internship have you applied to? Are you still applying for scholarships? What business can you start right now to generate income?
All right, go ahead. You give me the next one.
Gainfully employed cousins. Do you want to discuss creating a family LLC to protect and acquire assets?
Assets. Yes. All right, Kwame.
Okay. Returning citizen family. Have you considered the trucking business?
Phil.
Newly employed. Does your company have a 401k or 403b retirement plan? Do you have life insurance?
Now, because that last one says kids, can you read that for me? What does that say?
Kids, question 16. What's the
last
book you read?
There you go. Yes. Yes. Here you go. Take that. How old are you? You're 5. Excellent.
Yeah.
And I've been reading since I was 3. I ain't gonna tell y'all how old I is now, mind your business. But this is the thing. You see, she can read. Read with the children. Read with the family. When we have these big old cookouts coming up, Memorial Day weekend, and 4th of July, and all these big family reunions and class reunions and stuff, let's don't just get to drinking and eating. For that start, let's pull these out, make copies, and let's sit down and answer these questions and then go from there. All right? Because the more we speak it into existence, the more we'll have it. Then we got to put it into practice. Because Faith without works is dead. Right. So I ain't tell you pray on them. I tell you work on them. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on the Lord. When I get finished, I'm working on this building. Going home to Jesus. Getting high before. God bless y'all. It is a reward to my soul tonight to have the family come out like this and to be able to celebrate Financial Literacy Month right here at home. I've been celebrating it for years now, ever since I learned about it, and I take my time this month to read every day about finances and how to improve and how to build more wealth so I can be blessed to be a blessing. So I pray that tonight this is a blessing to all of you here at New Life Deliverance, where this is a place where new life begins. So I pray that your life begins with the transformation of the renewing of your mind, and that you'll work on the temple here and know that we are the synagogue. It's not the building that's the synagogue, it's the congregation of us together that's the synagogue. And that then we build these buildings here, set up the timber, and we go to the many mansions later on. God bless y'all, family. Thank you for coming.
Well, I don't know about you all, but this has been one of the best presentations we have had in a long time. Let's give Queen Quet another hand. And I hope that you were taking notes, and if you were not, when you get home, dust that Bible off, blow the dust off it, and look up Habakkuk 2, 2, and 3, where it says, write the vision and make it plain. Some of the things I just want to touch on that she said, just very quickly. Get your deed. Don't sit up on these people's property and you don't never have nothing, and then somebody die and you, okay, I'm not even going to go there. Remain debt free. This is something they're not teaching us. And it's imperative. You can't owe these people all your life and think you're going to have anything. Pay it off little by little. This is how I start. Start with the smallest bill.
Yeah, and pay that off.
Pay that off.
Yeah.
Then double up on the next largest. And keep going until you get rid of these people. Because you're never going to have nothing as long as you're paying them forever and ever.
Right.
Create intergenerational wealth. So you can pass something on to your kids. Right now we almost in a position the heirs property can't be passed on. So mixed up. I ain't gonna go into all the details. Invest and help us build wealth, and we got to do that together. We need to raise wealth together in small amounts. Just like she said, $1 here, $5 here. Put it together. You'll be surprised how it works. Read something every day. If you're not reading something every day, you're in trouble. You really are. So we need to do that. And open your hands. You know, we run in a food bank here, but I can remember a time on this island there was no such thing. You know, we are trying to help here, and I think we're one of the few food banks that I can say we are actually employing people. We're trying to build something here. We're employing people. We started a school. 2 schools started here. We have 18 now across the county. We are doing things here, but you can't sit here and keep your hand closed. Oh God, I could go on forever. But you, sister, I don't know where your pastor at, but they need to ordain you, because you gave a good word today. You gave a good word today. I really enjoyed it. We can't pay you for what we did, for what you did, but we always try to offer you and show you what we do.
Awesome.
So we have
food in.
Yes, sir.
So I hope y'all got veggies.
Listen, we know that you probably want to eat half of this. You can give it away to those who will need it. And there is more. There is more. We can get it all in
my workout. And bring them to the door to the car.
Yes. But we certainly appreciate you coming.
I appreciate you.
Now, before we start calling the names and calling you back, and we appreciate your patience,
And
There's two.
before you do that too, I have something to
Okay.
present to the church.
Okay,
Hold on 1 minute, let me finish this one line on here.
okay.
Because from the Gullah Geechee Land and Legacy Fund, I have a $500 donation
Wow.
to the church,
To the food bank.
to the food bank. And also, I see these flag and thing in your, and end under the Gullah Geechee Nation flag. For the church.
Thank you so much. God bless you. God is good. God is good. And trust me, there are people that want to see things change on the island, but again, we have to work together. I'm going to make 2 quick announcements. If you live in a house, board or brick, that is in need of repair, see me before you leave, okay? The other thing is, we have started a program called the HEAL program. Our children came out of COVID very different, if you haven't noticed. And it is our responsibility to get our children back. So we have a program called the HEAL program. It's open for teenage girls between ages 11 and 18 who need help with social and emotional wellness. If you have a young lady, you know somebody in the community that's having problems, please see me before you leave. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start calling the names unless if there's anything else.
If anybody want to match that check, come on up.
Yes, we ready for a match. Because we got to pay our people.
Go into the book.
But again, let's give Queen Quet a standing ovation. Standing ovation. This has been absolutely awesome.
And if there's anyone here who I do not have your email address, because that's how I communicate with everybody is by email except my mama, pretty much. Because she don't have email. Because she did, that would be it for her too. So please come up and give me your email addresses. That way when I'm having the next Gullah Geechee family meetings and other things, y'all will know. And July 29th, Saturday, July 29th, 12 to 4, we are having Gullah Geechee Family Day here on St. Helena again. This year we're going to have it at Frizzell Hall. So we're going to take over the whole of the Penn School for Gullah Geechee Family Day like we took over St. Helena Ballpark last year. So bring your family reunion, classmates, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Some of y'all got a booth. Bring all of them, just not at the same time. On Saturday, July 29th, all right? So, but we're going to be having more things, and so I can keep you in tune with all of what's happening. Please leave me your emails, okay? Thank y'all so much, and thank you, New Life. I really appreciate the
Well, we
invitation.
appreciate you. And this video, I mean, I don't know if
Oh, yeah,
it's
we're gonna,
available.
yeah, I will.
But I
I'll
think
put it
this
on
is
Gullah
something
Geechee
that we can play again and again for those that missed it.
Yes,
Because it was
I will do that.
awesome. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.